This video is brought to you by Grandeur Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country.
Tommy, I have a question. Let's say you've been longing for a Toyota 4Runner, but you don't need the capability or you don't have the budget. What's a good alternative?
Well, this is the right choice for you. This is the all-new Toyota RAV4 Woodland, or as I say, Woodman.
No, I say Woodster.
You say Woodster.
I do.
Well, the Woodland is a really cool spec of the RAV4, and we're super excited today because this just in our new long-term Toyota RAV4.
Yeah, we went to the launch and there's different variations of the new RAV4, but we thought this is the most Colorado worthy because it is the most off-road worthy. So in this video, we're going to introduce it, tell you about it, and take it for a ride.
That's exactly right. Now, there are a few ways to tell a Woodland from a normal RAV4. The front end is very square, very butch, and I love this little feature here. You actually have rigid fog lights, which is something you typically only see on a modified off-road truck.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that the manufacturers have now gone away from those roly-poly, let's call them soap bar cars, and into something that's a little bit more square-jawed, and this certainly represents it. But my question initially, Tommy, is just how off-road worthy is this? What does it have that makes it off-roady?
Well, it's got Dunlop Grand Trek tires. It's about a half an inch taller off the ground than a standard RAV4 because these tires are a little bigger, but it doesn't have skid plates, it doesn't have recovery point, so this is more of a visual package. Although Toyota's credit, they did give it a real off-road tire and not some simulated thing like like Honda.
Yeah, but they did give it
a lot of black cladding.
A lot of black cladding.
And this, which is brilliant, roof bars with the crossbars and little Woodland logoing here. So I think it actually looks pretty tough.
Yeah, but what they didn't give it, and this is how you can tell it's not a serious off-roader like Moab serious, is there's no recovery hooks, the approach angle isn't grand, and it's only got about 8.5 inches of ground clearance, which is fine, but you know, Subaru would have 10.
But we're gonna figure out what this means in the real world. Can it get you to the cool campsites and to the cool trailheads? And we'll do all that testing for sure. But what it does have, something that Subaru can't claim, is truly unbelievable fuel economy. So even with the all-terrains, we're looking at 38 mpg combined, which is unreal.
Yeah, and all RAV4s for this generation are now hybrids, and you can tell it's a hybrid because of these scary orange electrical cables. This one is not a plug-in though.
Yeah, there are a couple different variants. This is the standard hybrid. If you want to have about 45 miles of all-electric range, you can get the plug-in, but this one just has a 1 kilowatt-hour battery, a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, powering all four wheels through Toyota's e-all-wheel drive system. It makes 236 horsepower.
What's the transmission?
Well, it's an e-CVT. What that means is instead of having a belt and a cone, it uses a planetary gear set, a very reliable setup. Toyota's been using it for decades now. And yeah, we'll see real world what the fuel economy is because that's very important to RAV4 buyers.
Now, interestingly, this has been the RAV4, the best-selling car in America, Tommy.
Uh-huh.
So well over, I forgot the number.
You had to go there.
I had to go there.
I think it's
250,000.
No, wait. I think it's like 430 is what they sold last year.
Well, let us know in the comments below if you want to.
A ton of cars.
But not now, is it?
What'd you say?
The CR-V has taken over the...
but that's because they're transitioning from the generations. Yeah, I mean, the Toyota RAV4, I've no doubt, will be back at the top once they get the full transition to the new generation. But overall, I think the car looks great, especially in the storm cloud color, which is kind of this. In some lights, it looks gray. In some lights, it looks dark blue. I love that there's no chrome on it. It's all blacked out.
Is this you opening the hood?
No, that was me opening the gas cap on accident. That's exactly right. And look, standard 2-inch receiver.
Yeah, 3,500 pounds of towing, which is really good.
Let's check out the trunk of the RAV4 Woodland power liftgate.
Really good in context. It'll tow a small boat. It'll tow a jet ski.
It will tow a small boat or a jet ski, yeah, and it does have a 4-pin connector. 70.8 cubic feet worth of space when you fold down the second row. And I love the Woodland protective mat back here to keep the cargo area.
Yeah, I think
nice.
WeatherTech changed and upped the mat game for the entire country. Oh, look at that. There's a spare. A full size, not available, I don't think, but you know, a space saver is better than one of those tire inflation kits.
Right, and you know, when you look at like CR-V hybrid, that only comes with a tire inflation kit. So to have a hybrid and a spare is a very rare combo. Well, I'll take the camera down. Why don't you check out the back seat?
All right, keep in mind, I'm 6'2", so I am on the tallish side. Let's see how much room I have. in the new RAV4. I do want to thank Toyota for allowing us to have this for 3 months, because we'll be able to do a whole bunch of fun things with it, including, of course, taking it off-road, towing with it, much more videos to come. So, good headroom, good knee room, 2 USB-C ports. We've got actual vents back here, so I'm going to stay nice and cool or toasty. Grab handles, and let's see. Yeah, the thing that's missing is those little privacy screens.
Yep, no shades in this one. Really a unique seating material too, because it almost feels like a neoprene. So if you do have wet or muddy dogs in here, I think that's going to be really easy to keep clean. And then the Woodland has this really funky orange stitching along the seat edge.
Yeah, and this interesting textured seat material, which kind of feels very industrial, which is also nice. Seat pockets back here. You've got room to put your toes underneath the front seats, which is nice. And how about cup holders? The 2 there, and 1 in the door, so 4. I interrupt this review for a word from our sponsor, Grainger. And if you've got a new car, you may be thinking to yourself, I don't need an extended warranty. I'm covered. But what happens when that extended warranty runs out? Well, what happens is you lose peace of mind. And if you want peace of mind, if you want full factory, dealership mechanics, OEM parts, then click on the link below and get yourself an extended warranty by Grainger. Okay, now back to the video.
So that blocky exterior motif is continued on the inside, so we see lots of chunky, squared off plastic areas. So here we've got switches for your different drive modes. On the right side we have our trail modes and our normal modes. On the left side we have our on-road drive modes and an EV mode, which is kind of great if you want to pull out of your driveway silently, but you're not going to be able to drive very far like that.
And remembering from the launch, I think these trail modes are unique to the Woodster.
You know, that's a good question. I have to do a little bit more research. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Certainly a sporty one doesn't have it.
45 watts worth of USB-C, so really powerful little USB-Cs here. Single wireless charger on this Woodman. And it has the 10.5-inch screen up here, so it doesn't have the massive screen, which I actually prefer. I think that the smaller screen works essentially the same as the big one.
But look, you get cool stuff like your hands in the way. No, you get cool stuff like heated seats, heated steering wheel, dual climate control, and a real
volume knob. And it's got everything you really need in a setup like this: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, physical air vents. They didn't do the Tesla thing, which is great. And down here, a little bit of additional storage. I love the traditional shifter, nice and chunky, feels great in the hand. 2 cup holders over here.
Let's look at the price. So base price on this is $39,000 as tested with the connected trailer service.
No, connected services.
Yeah, connected services.
That's the trial, so it's a 3-year trial.
Basically $42,000 after delivery of $1,595, which is getting up there, but certainly not as much as the domestics are doing on their trucks, which are now up to almost $3,000, which is crazy.
This is really the amazing number. 38 combined, 35 highway, 41 city. I mean, truly unbelievable fuel economy considering what this thing is. This is Prius level from 20 years ago in a full-on SUV.
But you are missing a sunroof for a $42,000 car.
Well, I think it's an $850 option. It's one of the only options available on this car.
And can we talk about the things I don't like? Because there are some things I don't like.
Sure.
First and foremost, this is going to be a bugaboo for me, but I don't like the fact that if you want a hold, there's always a hold button and always defaults to off. So basically that means if you want to drive it and take your foot off the brake at a stoplight or a stop, you got to push this button down every time you cycle the key. The other thing that I don't love, and this is something I think that manufacturers should take care of, is like, for instance, when it comes from the factory, this one's brand new. How many miles does it have?
75.
All the safety stuff is turned on, and the first thing I have to do is turn that driver alert thing off.
But that's a journalist problem.
No, I think I'm not the only one, because you look away from the screen for 2 seconds because there's something like road construction, and the thing pops up the coffee cup saying...
Well, what I'm saying is a journalist problem is once it's off, it's off. And that is so good that Toyota does that versus having a...
But you're missing my point. If it's the thing I have to turn off when I get the car, maybe it's not very useful.
Yes, I agree.
You see the issue?
But at least you can turn it off, is my point.
Can you hold this for a second?
And if you're not a journalist like us cycling through 4 cars a week, once it's off, it's off. By the way, fully digital instrument cluster, lots of good information on here.
474 miles of range on a full tank is pretty astounding.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. 75 miles on this Odo, so it's brand new. I love that it's got physical stocks that are easy to use, easy to understand. turn signals, headlights over here, wipers over there. Steering wheel, we've got some driver assistance stuff, which is great. Adaptive cruise control, lane centering, your distance control there. You can change your adaptive mode. It's got blind spot monitoring. It's got emergency braking. It's got a lot of great features you'd want.
Here's something I like. I like this little extender.
That's great.
For the.
That's cool.
Sun, so that you don't get blindingly sunburned. The other thing I like about this, and maybe you can show this is unique to the RAV4. It's this kind of trick double opening, and then you can change it.
Yeah, you can have a little tray here if you want a tray. If you want some more storage, so that's kind of fun.
Somebody had their kind of thinking cap on.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like once you do this once, you'll never do it again. But it is unique.
All right, let's take this thing for a spin, see what it drives like. So by far, the most hyper-competitive segment in the US by far, largely dominated by RAV4 and CR-V, but you have Hyundai Tucson, you've got Kia Sportage in there, Chevrolet Equinox, Ford Bronco Sport, Jeep Cherokee. I mean, I could just keep going. Mazda CX-5, right? It's a massive list of
because this car suits a lot of people's needs. It's good for a first family hauler, so you get the kids and the dog in the back. It's good for empty nesters if your kids are gone, because it's fuel efficient and you can use it to go to your bingo nights. And it also hauls enough stuff so if you
bingo nights.
I don't know, what do old people do? I don't play bingo.
Bingo nights.
Bingo nights, yeah. All right, sorry, your trivia night.
There you go.
At the local
restaurant.
Well, I was going to say pub, but then I started worrying about mixing alcohol and driving.
So, car drives really nicely. I think that, especially the Woodland with the bigger tire on it.
Always give a better ride.
Yeah, always gives it a better ride. Now, if you want the performance one, the GR Sport with the plug-in hybrid system and over 300 horsepower is unbelievably fast. This one's not going to be nearly as quick to accelerate, but still, you get that electric torque. It's pretty fast, actually. Even the standard one really goes pretty well.
No, it's not all unicorns and lollipops, Tommy. There are some pretty hard.
Well, sure. I mean, if you're...
That's not.
Yeah, for sure. But luckily,
there's some cost cutting.
Yeah, but the touch points are good. So, like, this is squishy. The door is squishy.
Not if you flip it over.
Well, yeah, if you flip it over, it's not squishy. So, like, I don't really mind the dash being hard black plastic because it just means it's easier to clean. At least the points that you interact with, like the steering wheel, all feel pretty good. The interior, though, like, there are areas like the center console.
All right, let me ask you this.
Hang on, I want to show this.
Okay.
This center console's a little wobbly.
All right, this is one of my little sticking points. Move your seat back and forth, would you?
Yeah, it's got a power driver, but a manual
and if I want to move mine.
I know.
Come on, just, don't make your passenger, Toyota, don't make your passenger feel like a second-class citizen just to save a few bucks.
You need to pay more.
Oh, yeah,
that's the solution.
Right. The solution is make it electric on both sides.
What I like about this car is it's got really big windows, so it's easy to see out of, great frontal visibility, good side visibility, unlike, for example, like the CX-5 with this massive screen that took up some visibility and a pretty high hood. It really feels like it's easier to see out of the Toyota than, for example, the Mazda. And it's very quiet, very smooth. Yeah, it's just a good runabout. I'm excited to live with this for the next few months to see what it's really like.
Yeah, that's really why we get these long-term vehicles, so that we get a real sense of what it's like to actually daily it, as opposed to just having it for a week, where we get initial impressions but not in-depth reviews.
That's cool. Full 360 camera.
And it's invisible, so you can see what's underneath the car.
What's kind of around it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it's not the same color. I always hate that.
You might be able to change that, actually.
You think? Yeah.
Vehicle body color.
Good luck with that.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
We'll do storm cloud.
All right, and I'm gonna be a grumpy old man at this point. I'm just gonna say, could you just program that? This has a VIN, and wouldn't the car know that it's blue, and then just automatically program that as opposed to making the user do it?
Well,
just saying.
Hang on. What if you wrap it green? You can change it to green.
Yes, that's true. As a guy with OCD, that's going to bug the heck out of me. Please go back to blue.
I like the green.
No, go back to blue.
Okay, we'll deal with it in a sec.
No, you can't leave it like. How did you get there? Oh, voltage rain monitor.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Oh, thank you. Cool. All right, thank you for doing that.
What kind of OCD is that?
Because it needs to match. That is classic OCD. God.
Well, guys, let us know what you want to see with our RAV4 over the next few months. We'll do a slip test on it, a bunch of MPG stuff. We'll take it off-road, we'll tow with it.
I want to drag race it.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Okay, we'll drag race it. But guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. And alltfl.com is the place to go for more RAV4 videos.
Yep, we'll see you next time. Ciao.